This is the fourth in a series of videos of my trip to Shetland in June 2026. The previous video ended on the beach outside Tangwick Har Museum, and here we continue the journey onwards from there. So in this bit here, so Bray is just there, then you're into this North Mavine part. So we've come right now where the museum is. It's sort of on this peninsula here. Well, you can see otters there, and then whales and dolphins just off this coast quite a lot of the time. And also, yeah, well, there's all sorts of stuff. But it's access to all these places, isn't it, with the roads and things. So you can see where Bray is, and then I've come up. I'm headed that way. Yes, you've got like the ruins of a church there in a graveyard, sort of all marked off there. So we just headed a little bit further west, and we're now at Esheness Lighthouse, which is just here. I've just parked in a little pull-in here on this side, and I've just seen an angler just coming out from this little lake here, and with the fishing rod going back to the car there. And so you can see some of the scenery over there, the kind of where some of the cliffs are there. Well, there we go, there's loads of seabirds nesting in here. I don't know if there's any puffins, but look at the scene there. So this is the Atlantic. Waves just crashing against the rocks here. The colours are fantastic, the blues and everything. And you've got the seabirds just sort of nesting on the cliffs. Flying out occasionally, going off to get food. That's the lighthouse, Esheness Lighthouse. That is incredible. So we have this inlet from the sea, cliffs going right in this narrow crack here, and yeah, that's incredible, that, isn't it? You see all the nested birds. There's no puffins here. That side, standing on the cliff top up now. Well, there you go, there's amazing scenery, isn't it, in this part. And of course this is a bit I've never explored before. I've been to Shetland quite a few times, so it's quite good to come to North Mavine and explore it all. I'm just staying well back from the cliff edge. I know it looks like I'm close, but it's actually well back. It's quite dangerous. I don't know how that woman's got up there, walking up there. It seems dangerous to me to go up there. Maybe she's like walked around the end of where the inlet is, and she's walked up there, and her husband maybe on the other side. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Just can't bear to watch this lady going up there. It's terrifying to us. It's absolutely terrifying. I can't bear it. Right. Yeah, I mean that's the full-on sea going right up that crack up there. Yeah. Amazing. Up at the lighthouse now. We'll have a little look at the viewing point here. The lighthouse is a little chair. This definitely seems a lot better because it's well away from the cliff edge. It's a lovely seat. Yeah, so you sit on the seat and have a look at all the different sea stacks and things like that just from here. The comfort of the chair, very nice. Alright, there's a little sign here that tells us some of the history of some of these features. Obviously volcanic rock, which has been weathered by the ocean. But there's explanations about how some of the features are formed and what they are. So some of them are sort of like that photograph there shows a collapsed sea cave, which collapsed in 1873, is it? Yeah. And then where we are, that called as Geo, the sort of the kind of inlet there, that one, that's what we've just been looking at before. I was worried about the lady climbing on the other side. That was thought to have formed also from collapsed sea caves. And then in the sides of the cliffs, you can see the different layers of ash and lava flows from when the rock formed. So it's labelled up all the different features you can see up the coast and everything there. And then there's an island there you can see as well, and that's thought to be formed from basically like a sort of volcanic lava sort of feed channel to the main belt of the volcano. So that's 2.5 kilometres offshore. Muckle Ossa it's called. So that's that island there, Muckle Ossa. It's got an arch in it as well, by the way. Wonderful scenes. Atlantic waves crashing against those volcanic rocks. The lighthouse here, there's people, builders and things, doing things. We'll see if there's any information about it here, what this says. HNS Lighthouse. It's one of 200 on the coastline of Scotland. Yeah, it's 1929. The last manned lighthouse designed by a Stevenson engineer. Yeah, it's automatic. It's just maintained and everything once a year. But yeah, there's all this work going on, so there's a bit of renovation happening, it would seem. Stephen and his descendants have designed most of Scotland's lighthouses. Yeah, amazing. Of course, it's interesting all the lovely flowers and things that you get in the rocks. You know, just embedded in the rocks. It's proper like alpine, you know, alpine garden sort of thing. They're all just embedded in, happily flowering. Yeah, so people are, I think, walking down this bit to look at some of the other kind of sea coast scenes along here. And it's funny, I don't know why that bit of that landmass is so black and dark on the top. I'm not talking about the sort of side, the cliff sides, but the sort of top of it's very dark. Anyway, yeah, people walking down there, and I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to head back to the car now, I think, which I've just left there. See the fantastic clouds. And I've noticed that caravan there is Shetland motorhome hire. So people must just come up and on the plane maybe, and then just hire a motorhome or something, and then drive it around and park where you want, eat where you want, sleep where you want. Yeah. So that's a thing you can do, Shetland motorhome hire. Alright, we are at Stenness Beach. This tells you about Stenness, volcanic pass 360 million years ago. Lava flows, underlying sandstone bedrock for cooling from variety of igneous rocks. So they've helped shape the coastline. Beautiful crystals as well. The sheltered bay, an important deep sea fishing station in the 18th and 19th centuries. They went out to the ground 65 kilometres away before returning to salt and dry their catch on the shingle beaches. So this was one of the busiest fishing stations, 40 boats through the summer. Yeah. Tells about agates formation as well. Yeah. And then the cross on the adjacent hill was erected for the tenders coming ashore to resupply. There's a mark for tenders coming ashore to resupply the nearby HNS Lighthouse, which we've just been to. The high cliffs made landing close light as impossible, so this was identified as the closest location. So the cross is actually up there on the hilltop. That's the cross. So that's like a marker. Yeah, we've got lots of sheep down here as well. So you can just, it would seem you can just walk down here to the beach. Some ruins of the old buildings here, whether they were kind of fisher people's houses or whatever. And here there's quite a few ruins. So that's like more recently ruined, but them ones are well gone there as well. And this little area I've just parked here just says it's like Shetland Island Council turning circle. So it must be when they get to the end of the road for the bin lorries and what have you. I've got to turn around there. The lambs are bleating because I think I'm disturbing them. Yeah, so it's just a short little walk down to the beach here. A few lobster pots. There's quite a few ruined houses up there. This one here, this hut here. But it must have been from the times when there were all these, all the fishing activity going on. Of course, you can see the sands are more volcanic in colour. Yeah. Shingle Beach. That island there is the Isle of Stenness. Right, just go back up to the car, only one here. Lights changed since I came past here before, but I'm on my way back now. Look at that. Stunning, isn't it? So this is Ela Water, which is a large freshwater lake on the northern part of mainland Shetland, North Maveen, and actually it supplies fresh water to properties in the area as well. You can see there's been peat cutting right on the shore there, very fresh peat cutting going on. So freshly on the shore of the lake, which supplies water to lots of houses in the area. See an amazing setting for it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to drive south back to Bray and back to the hotel, just do a bit of work for a couple of hours before dinner. So that's what I'm going to do now.